CNN is reporting that Donald Trump actually talked to President Xi about Joe Biden in June. This was a phone call in June. We're learning about it right now. This again is a breaking news story. According to CNN, during a phone call with President Xi on June 18th, Trump raised Biden's political prospects as well as those of Senators Elizabeth Warren, who by then had started rising in the polls, according to two people familiar with the discussion. In that call, Trump also told Xi he would remain quiet on Hong Kong protests as trade talks progressed. So it looks like, I mean, is there a foreign leader he didn't talk to about?
Yeah, so today he said publicly that he would ask, he did ask Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, and he would ask China to investigate Joe Biden. And so apparently, according to this story that just came out, he apparently had already had a conversation about Biden with China, and so.
And the phone conversation has been housed in a highly secure server.
Here we go again, hiding the calls in the highly secure server that they don't belong in. That is supposed to be for only things that have top secret information, and these calls do not have that, according to the past stories. Now, I want to note an important part of that is we'll have more developments as the story breaks, obviously. But Elizabeth Warren, why is she mentioned? Because his excuse for mentioning Biden was, hey, I'm just trying to look out for corruption. And I'm so worried about corruption in Ukraine. Yeah, that's, I'm sure you stayed up all night thinking about, oh, I hope there's no corruption in Ukraine or China, right? And it's just a coincidence that it happened to be Joe Biden, my political opponent. Why are you talking about Elizabeth Warren? She ain't got nothing to do with corruption. And then you're also talking about what you can do for them, including not supporting the democratic protests in Hong Kong, not supporting democracy and liberty in Hong Kong. And at the same conversation, you're talking about your political opponents. I told you guys, this guy is brazen. He doesn't know anything but corruption. That's all he's ever done in his life. Everything he's done, Trump University, all the undocumented immigrants he hired for every project, every corner he cut, Trump charity, they were all scams. So he comes into office, he does what he knows, which is scams and corruption, and too unintelligent to cover it up. And so instead of talking about general corruption or using even sophisticated code words, he's just like, Biden, Warren, me no like them, me find way to help you, crush democracy if you help me. Now, to be fair, we don't know the details yet. Okay, what we do know is what he said about Ukraine. That was clear, we've covered that. And in this case, I'm looking forward to finding out, what did he say about Elizabeth Warren? Does he have any excuse for bringing her up to the leader of China? And remember, guys, this is the Republican Party that's like, oh, we hate communists, and we can't have Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren because of how socialist they are. Trump just gave a speech about that today. Oh, he can't have socialists. He goes and talks to the communist governor of China. I won't say anything about democratic protests in Hong Kong.
Yes.
By the way, can you do something about Biden? And God, I don't know what the hell he said about Warren.
And again, I want to reemphasize the fact that he moved this conversation into that top secret server, the same server that the conversation between Donald Trump and Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is. That's where he pushed that call as well. One other thing I wanted to note. So today, we all know that Donald Trump, right in front of a helicopter, told reporters that, yeah, China should do an investigation into Hunter and Joe Biden as well. And so there was a response by Chinese diplomats to that. And so Trump's comments, according to CNN, sparked confusion and a scramble for explanation from Chinese officials. Are you asking about the comments that Trump just made? I don't think I can tell you anything in regard right now, one Chinese diplomat when questioned about Trump's remarks. This is quite chaotic, the diplomat said. We do not want to get in the middle of US politics. Also, one Trump ally outside of the White House described receiving a message from Chinese government officials asking if Trump was serious when he suggested China open an investigation into Biden. The response, investigating corruption is an easy way to earn goodwill with Trump.
And remember, guys, they hit a bunch of calls in the secret server, okay? What's only supposed to have top secret information. We now know 2 of the calls did not have top secret information and had conversations with foreign leaders about 2 of his political opponents. Now, the calls we don't know the details of are with Saudi Arabia and Russia. The Saudi Arabia call was right after they murdered Khashoggi, the Washington Post columnist. God knows what he said to them, okay? And then Russia, and of course, you know the story. By the way, a lot of people don't know the story because Democrats never make their own case, where in Hamburg and in Helsinki, in different times, he only used an American, in one case in Hamburg, he used an American translator, but then took their notes away from them after, and he didn't have any other American aides with him, takes the notes and says, I want those, you're not allowed to have them. Why don't you wave a red flag, go, I'm doing something wrong, that's why I want to destroy these notes.
And this is during conversations with Putin.
Yes, with Putin, sorry. And then in another case, in Hamburg again, he has a private conversation where he kicks out the American translator and doesn't want one, only wants to use a Russian translator. Tick, 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 tick. Any rational person knows something is wrong when you don't want people to find out and you bury your calls in secret servers, you rip up the notes of the translators and don't allow translators. It was only a matter of time.
Yep.
Tick, 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 tick. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.